Yeah. You are now watching Alana motherfucking Way.
Chapter 1. Let's get these supplies. So I peeped they got these blind boxes, and they weren't that much, so that was right up my alley for this project. I was debating on which pack of paintbrushes to get and decided to go with this pack. And these are some of the other supplies I also got at Walmart. Chapter 2. Everything I'll be using for this project: color pencils, soft pastels, paintbrushes, and these tiny paintbrushes, some acrylic paint, as well as black acrylic paint. You can either use acetone or nail polish remover to remove the face, and I just have this old knife that I carve with. Unboxing time. What y'all hoes think I'm finna get? What y'all think I'm finna get? So I want to get either Toralei, Claudine, or maybe Frankie, but let's see. Little quick story time. I've always been into Monster High because 1, I like non-fictional shit, and 2, kind of like Marvel or DC, how different superheroes or villains would come into each other's stories or their timeline, like a little metaverse. That's kind of how Monster High is. So their parents are like old time tell stories, and Monster High students are like the children of their parents. And then they all go to this school. And then I love that. Small details. I like that. Hey, we got Toralei. Since this wasn't a blind box, I had to open everything up so y'all can get the full experience, you know? So she came with this black hat and this tennis racket with this sad little tennis. I like these little details. I like it. She also came with these leg warmers and some purple sneakers. And that's pretty much everything she came with. Okay, she's not hitting. I ain't gonna lie. She's not really hitting, especially this fit. So let's go ahead and switch her up. Chapter 3. Removal time. Alright, go ahead and tie her hair back, okay? Yeah. Hey. Go ahead and go get a sock. We're gonna need this sock to cover her body. Yep. Go ahead and fold it over, put some tape around her, seal her in, lock her in. She should look something like this. It doesn't matter what tape you use. Painter tape is just easy to take back off. Okay, so when I was using the Q-tips at first, it wasn't really doing shit, so I had to use the cotton pads. But after a while, I did end up using the Q-tips for her eyes, and then I just removed her mole, and this is just me removing her face. And then on top of that, they're like, I like their more darker aesthetic, or like punkier aesthetic when it comes to styling and stuff like that. And yeah. Wait, y'all know I kind of ate with the little ASMR part. Anyways, go ahead and get some hot water in a bowl to dip her head in. I'm not gonna lie, taking off her head did take some time, but just have patience, y'all. Just have patience. Go ahead and dip her head in the hot water, and you can honestly use something safer than some scissors to remove her head, but I don't really give a fuck. Once you see this white part, don't be scared. So it's pretty much just the connector to connect her head to her neck, and pretty much just go ahead and keep using something to help you get the side out. So hold on to the side and pull the rest of her head off, and now you got her head off. Also, go ahead and cut the sides and the top part. It makes it a lot easier if you decide to take her head off in the future, or, you know, recustomize her, etc, etc. Get an old paintbrush and shove it in her head. It makes it easier to hold her head, and also get that other sock and put it around her head to protect her hair from the sealant spray. Wait, she looks so cute. Why does this remind me of these beanies? Go ahead and get these petite pins and shove it in her head. This is gonna go ahead and pretty much just keep that sock in place in her head for when we use the sealant spray on her face. Customizing the face. This is the sealant we will be using. There are better ones out there, but I'm not paying that much. These are the fine brushes that we'll be using on the eyes, some soft pastels to bring out the colors, and color pencils to use as a base in a blueprint. I'm using a brown color pencil to outline her eyes, and for some reason the brown didn't really show up, so I went over everything with black. Okay, that's better. I'm now coloring her eyes in with green and white and just repeating this process. One thing about customizing a doll is having patience. This is something where you do have to keep building up and layering colors. It's just a process. It's very tedious and you have to have a lot of patience. And it kind of reminds me of tattooing because of all the little details, being precise, having a steady hand, except for the fact that it's not on skin forever. I learned a couple things while creating this doll, and one of them was using an eraser to erase mistakes. Ugh, look at them eyebrows, they look so good. Anyways, I'm now using some soft pastels. I'm using this green to put in her eyes. I should have used white as a base for her whole eye, but I didn't think about that until I started editing, and it would have probably made it a lot easier to allow the green to pop more. But yeah, we learn from our mistakes, we grow, and we evolve from the process. I'm using pink as a base for her lips. Also, just go ahead and blow the extra powder. A reason why I created this is because I've always been into Monster High, and I'm kind of just feeding my inner child self. And because when I was younger, I wasn't really able to get dolls like that. I was able to get a few Monster High dolls, but I wasn't able to get them like that because how we were just growing up and stuff. So now that I'm an adult and I have adult money, another thing that I learned during this process was using a wet Q-tip to correct mistakes. Now I'm just building up the colors again and just layering over everything. And I'm fucking artsy. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna recreate. The vision is slowly coming together. Or redesign or recustomize this doll. Bow. I said bow. She's so tea already. It's the next day, so I'm just building up everything again from the night before. And I had so much fun doing this. Like, I really enjoyed doing this. I also learned to use yellow or gold to highlight certain parts on a doll's face on colored or brown skinned dolls. And like for white people, you can just use white or silver, sparkly silver. But that's something else that I learned during this process. Right now, I'm just sketching out her cat stripes. Since the white color pencils and the white soft pastels didn't do shit, we're gonna go ahead and fix her eyes with white paint. This is my favorite part. Look at her lips. I ended up lining her lips with some purple acrylic paint, and it just hits. I'm using this fine brush to outline her eyeliner with black acrylic paint. So freaking beautiful, the little details. Now I'm using this brown paint to go over her cat stripes. In the original cast of Monster High, Toralei actually had these stripes on her face. Compared to her new character, she has a mole on her face and those like cat stripes on her forehead, which I don't really like. So I shaded her eyebrows in black and then layered over the beginning parts of her eyebrows in brown. This is me putting her mole on, so I wanted to combine the old character and the new character together by adding her old stripes and this mole on her face. This is me creating the cut crease on her eyes that most Monster High dolls usually have. They're a little uneven, but think of them as sisters, not twins, okay? And this is where I fucked up. I wanted to be lazy and do her eyelashes with this goddamn black permanent marker. I should have just did it with the paint, and as you can tell, I tried to erase it with a wet Q-tip and I didn't do shit. So I had to lock in. She looking a little crazy, but it's okay. I'm just sad because it kind of covered all the layering that I did, but hey, we learn as we go. Now I'm just doing the little details in the eyes with the white paint, adding some blush. I also wanted to incorporate her old cat stripes on the side of her face instead of on her forehead like the new version of her, because I just wanted to mix in between the old plus the new, because there's certain details that I like about the new version of her and there's details that I still love about the old versions of her. This is the current setup. Chapter 5, creating the outfit. We got some clay tools, some old paintbrushes, air dry clay, and an old t-shirt or rag you can wipe your paint on. And here is our canvas. So now we are going to build up again, except we are building our clay up to create the outfit. This is going to be our rough draft. It's okay if it looks a little wild, a little crazy. We're going to smooth it all out with a wet paintbrush once we get our blueprint down. Now that we're done with our blueprint slash rough draft, you can go ahead and use a wet paintbrush to smooth everything out. This is the therapeutic calmness of this part of the project. Now this is the type of smooth shit I like to see. Yes. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to explain this, but I'm pretty much just dabbing my brush into the clay to create extra illusions that her outfit is out or layered. Yeah, I don't know, but just to give the illusion that she got clothes on, okay? Now we're working on her skirt. Go ahead and get some clay and just kind of build a blueprint or a rough draft of what you kind of want the clothes to look like. Keep building. I also forgot that clay can be kind of heavy once it's wet, so I just grabbed some extra clay to fill in the gap in between her legs. And you're just gonna go ahead and use some tools, smooth it out through the bottom. And I also use a piece of clay to keep space in between her feet, so when I customize her shoes, it's a lot easier for me to do. Now this is my favorite part, just smoothing everything out. It's the next day and she is cracked up, and then she want to have the audacity to fully crack and fall off. Like, girl, you so disrespectful. Anyways, we're gonna use some water, use it like glue to attach it back onto her body. So the thing about clay, you have to think about it, once it dries, it pretty much shrinks. So we're gonna use some extra clay to seal in the cracks. Go ahead and just smooth it down, and then once you're done, go ahead and use a wet paintbrush to continue the smoothing. I'm just attaching this little piece to her shirt. Damn, why her shit looking like that? Alright, we finna sand that bitch down. I just gotta wait for the bottom half of her to dry, so we're sanding the top and all the parts that are dry. She is still functional. I created this outfit and designed the outfit so her tail can still move. Also, y'all peep this crack under her skirt. We're gonna use all that extra clay that came from sanding. We're gonna use that clay to kind of fill in the cracks for right now. Pat it down, smooth it down, do not wet it yet. It's just filling in the gaps for right now. This is just me showing y'all. See, it's looking a lot better. Not, oh, it's fixed, but it's keeping it together until we can get back to that point. She looks cool so far. I'm liking it. So now we're gonna start creating her belt. Go ahead and just smash some clay down. Also cut out some pieces for the belt. Make sure one end of the piece is thinner and then the other end is a lot wider, because we're gonna give the illusion that her belt is kind of one of these. I'm gonna insert a photo because I don't know how to explain. Go ahead and use that water like glue. Wet both ends that you are connecting together. Once they're attached, just go ahead and smooth everything with a wet paintbrush. So we're just going to repeat the same process. Make one end thinner, make the other side thicker. The only thing is, since it's going to be attached to the back, make sure you cut it at a certain angle, so when you attach both ends of the belt, it's easier to smooth together and you're not taking time trying to make everything so even. Alright, this belt is looking fat as fuck, but it's okay. We're going to smooth it down in just a bit. I also forgot to film myself attaching the side pieces of her belt, but you guys will see eventually. So right now I am working on the bottom half of her skirt. I'm just making all these little rectangles to attach to the bottom of her skirt. So just kind of make them all the same size and continue using that water-like glue, and then we're just gonna wrap it all the way around. So it's the next day. Some parts are wet because I was just smoothing out the cracks. I also forgot to record the other part of me making her belt, but that's how it looks so far. But we are now gonna start on her socks. I'm just cutting 4 pieces of rectangles for the front half of her legs as well as the back half of her legs, instead of making one long rectangle and trying to line everything up. I just thought it would be easier to do it in 4 parts. This is me also measuring, then smoothing the clay in between her legs to kind of still have a gap for her shoes when I start painting them. I'm now just using the back of a paintbrush to smooth everything down, because sometimes the tool is too smooth, or sometimes I can get impatient and I'm just like, go down girl, just go down. And this is how her socks look like before I started sanding them. After sanding everything down, I am gonna go over this base with water once again to make it soft, because I am going to use one of the clay tools to carve in lines going down to give the illusion of fuzzy socks, or these type of socks I guess. Now that they're dry, I'm just going to sand them down so they don't look as harsh. The socks are looking a little wild, but I was ready for this project to get done. Not get done, but I was ready to paint this project. So I was like, I'm not gonna be super tedious with this freaking socks. I'm sorry. I'm not selling this. I'm making this doll for myself, and I'm okay with it not being completely perfect. But for you, do your thing. This is why we cut the clay at an angle when we were attaching 2 pieces together, because I had to cut a section off and then take time to smooth in and not have one side look bulkier or crazier. But now we are just repeating the process of smoothing down, and once you do that and it dries, sand it, then add more clay, smooth it down, sand it all the way until her feet is completely covered. Then we can start painting. Go ahead and wet the base to make the clay soft, and build your way around and up with the clay. So I didn't record myself making the heel of her boot. I just made 2 thick rectangles, attached them. I hope y'all learned something from watching this whole video. So apply that to the back of the heel. I also sand that bit down so good that I was able to make her stand up by herself. Okay. I am now removing these pins out of her head to remove the sock, because I am now about to color match this purple violet color that's in her head. Painting the outfit. So right now I'm trying to color match parts of her outfits with this purple violet stripe that's in her hair. Now I'm just laying out all my different purples and pinks, and I feel like this color is the closest to her hair, but not quite exactly the color that I need. This is also how her boots and socks came out. I like the little details on the side of the boots, like a little buckle. This is just my painting setup. I got my canvas, my color sketch, and some paintbrushes. Really quickly, I did want to tell you guys how I asked ChatGPT to help me color in my sketch. I didn't want to ruin my sketch, so I asked Chat if they can fill in the colors. I told them what colors I wanted to use. Really quickly, do not get on my ass. I do not use Chat like that, or AI like that, but I didn't want to ruin my sketch, and I kind of just wanted to see how the coloring was going to look, and I honestly didn't even know Chat could do all that. But if you're gonna use Chat, use it in a wise way and don't be just creating dumb shit. But I'm an artsy person and I'm still using it for art, but AI is not creating my art. I just needed it to fill in the coloring of my sketch, so I didn't have to ruin my sketch to kind of figure out what I want. And yeah. So after doing some color mixing, I added these two colors and got this color. Then I added these colors and got this color. Now I'm just mixing all the colors till I feel like I found the right color that suits her and her hair. Now that we found the right color, we can start on her top. I'm just doing purple lilac stripes all over her top. And this is how the back looks. And this is how her top looks after a couple layers of stripes. I also made the stripes thicker. I'm using that same color to paint her belt. Time to paint her socks. I'll pull up with my lavender shoes on. Okay, Justin, I see you. Okay, I'm playing too much. So now I'm going to show y'all how to be able to remove extra paint off of the doll's skin. You can either use water or you can use the acetone and just paint it off pretty much. Use the brush and then you can use a piece of napkin or cloth to rub the extra water off, and yeah. Slide City, slide to that subscribe button. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead and subscribe. This is one side of her sock cleaned up. Now I'm adding black paint and black stripes to her top. I'm just adding black paint to her skirt now. Time to paint her shoes now, and of course we're gonna color them black, or should I say heels? My fault. Now the last details of her shirt, we are now going to add white stripes onto her shirt. And this is how she looks so far. She's so freaking cute. I forgot to add, I did paint her bracelet as well. I painted it black, but damn, look at this shit. Look at this shit. I ate this shit the fuck down. Oh my goodness. Look at the talent into that. Oh my. Now I'm just adding in brown pastels all over her body to give the illusion of shadows being on her body. Just like humans, we have certain shadows on certain pinpoints of our body. So it's just the little details. This is how I styled her hair. And then I created a stand for her because I wanted her to be able to be really sturdy and not just stand on her own. Then I added setting powder to her face. Because of the sealant spray, it did make her face shiny, and her face was a lot more shinier than the rest of her body. If you use this sealant spray, you won't have this problem, but since I used the cheaper alternative, that's why her face came out so shiny. And yeah, that's just a little hack. Yeah, that is just a little hack if you are another artist and you want to see how something can look like without you ruining the piece first. If you're gonna use AI or chat, use it wisely. And I'm not a liar. I don't like lying, so I like to be upfront with y'all or just people in general. That's why I'm telling you guys this, because yeah, I don't play about karma. I don't play about my conscience. If I'm gonna do something, I want y'all to know exactly what I did, detail from detail, step by step. Because if I'm showing you guys something, I'm leading you guys to do something. And I don't wanna have a false, how do I say? I don't want to have a false narrative of what I'm doing, because I like to be truly authentic in everything that I do. So whatever I do, I give y'all the exact details of what I've done. So especially if you guys are trying to do something or create something in the same way that I'm doing it, I like to teach, so you don't have to go out your way and do so much studying like how I be having to do with certain things. I'd rather give y'all the recipe than y'all be like than you guys taking forever to figure out something, you know? I hate people that, what is it, I hate when people, how do I say, I hate when people they hog information, or like they don't give other people information. There's another phrase to say, but I just can't remember it right now. But yeah, that's just a little breakdown on how I got this and how this sketch came through and how everything came through. And yeah, all right, thank y'all so much for sticking through this whole entire video to this point. I hope you guys enjoyed my more crafty side, and if so, I hope you guys also learned something while watching this and learn some new techniques or new skills that you possibly can try on your own. Whatever you want to do in this life, fucking do it. Reach for the motherfucking stars. Nah, fuck that. Reach for the goddamn universe, because this is our world. We are already in hell. We are able to create heaven on earth. So create heaven on earth by feeding that inner child and your soul and what you truly want to do and your passions. Because if not, what the fuck are we living for? Especially you. Okay? Ciao, mofos. And I'ma see y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all. And also my fault. I've been gone for a minute, y'all. I started something new, and I'm gonna one day break it down in some time, but I think I want to speak about it once I'm done with it. But I did try to document certain things on another account, not on YouTube but on TikTok. So if anything, once I'm ready to come forward with that, I'll give y'all that account so you guys can see my journey on there. But as of right now, I do want to say I appreciate and I'm very thankful for everybody still rocking with me and being patient with me. And I also want to say shout out to anybody that is new. If y'all fuck with the kid, go ahead and subscribe and shit. But if not, I ain't tripping. I hope you enjoyed your time while you were with me.